everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Vanessa, and no, your eyes did not deceive you. We are making gluten-free Hostess cupcakes. I'm so excited. I don't know if you guys remember like back in the day when like Hostess was supposed to be going out of business. This was back when like I used to be able to eat that stuff. Sadly, I cannot. But yeah, I about lost my mind. I remember like I ran out and bought like a whole bunch of cupcakes because cupcakes are my favorite. I know that there's Twinkie people, my husband, and there's cupcake people, that's me. And yeah, I was so sad. Luckily they didn't close, and I'm happy that still to this day they're not closed. Unfortunately, I can't have them anymore. Hostess, if you're watching my video, please make gluten-free something. I'd appreciate it. I think a lot of us would appreciate it. And I know that there is other brands out there that are, you know, kind of like a cupcake type of thing, but of course sometimes we just want to make it at home. And you guys have to try these. Like, you guys all have a homework assignment tonight. Every single one of you watching this video, you guys have to run out and buy everything that I either show or say or write down in the description, and you guys have to make these because they turned out perfect. And I mean like perfect. Even, I don't know if you guys eat them like me, I eat them like my mom, which she's been eating it for, you know, her time, and she puts them in the fridge, and then like they get all hard, and then like you like pop off like the chocolate on the top, and like, and they did that. These cupcakes do that. Like, no, my freaking camera died when I was giving my spiel. But yes, back to what I was saying. Pretty much when you put them in the fridge, or even if you leave them out, the chocolate, because we do a little ganache on top, it peels off just like the chocolate. Dude, I'm not kidding. Oh my God. These things are so good. You guys have to give them a try. I am so excited. Yeah, so if you guys would like to see how I make my gluten-free Hostess cupcakes, then go ahead and keep on watching. I'm so excited. Okay, so there's a lot of steps to these, so we're gonna try to go by each thing, but whatever I miss is gonna, of course, be down below. So we're gonna preheat the oven first at 350 because we're gonna get them ready for the cupcakes, and then we're gonna do a double broiler for melting the chocolate chips that are gonna go in the cupcakes. If you don't have one of these, you can easily microwave them in intervals of like a minute, but I just make my own double boiler. I put water in a tiny bowl, and then I put a glass bowl, and then these were actually non-dairy chocolate chips, but you guys can use normal ones. I showed them a little bit later which ones I know that are gluten-free, so you guys can use those, but you can use whichever ones you want. And then we're gonna do some cocoa powder, and we're also gonna do some vegetable oil. You can use olive oil, I guess, if you don't have it. I recommend more like canola, vegetable, things like that. It just makes for a smoother thing. Plus, these are going into the cupcakes, so we don't want it to mess with the flavor or the cooking, you know, process. We don't want to overheat, you know, because olive oil isn't a high heat temperature. But basically, we're going to mix this together until it's melted. This is why I like the double boiler better. It just melts easier. But like I said, you could do this in intervals. It's fine. Just make sure not to burn it because chocolate burns almost instantly. And oh my God, look at this. It's so creamy. Look at, isn't it just like, it's so smooth. It makes me feel like I'm in like Willy Wonka. Does it not? Like I said, all the measurements will be down below. So if I'm not saying measurements, just go ahead and check that. I will have everything perfect, you know, written out for you guys. If you want to adjust the taste, now because of how much I do put in this, it doesn't taste super chocolatey. Like, it's not overly sweet. You have a lot of like darkness to it. If you want, you can make it more milky and use milk chocolates. I use mostly dark or semi-sweet in these for the ganache and everything, so that's up to you. You guys can omit, you know, the semi-sweet or the less sweet or whatever. So then into a bigger bowl, we're going to add 3 eggs and some vanilla extract, and then we're going to whisk. Now, I'm not going to lie, when I made these, I forgot to add the sugar, so do that. But then we are also going to add about a 3/4 of a cup of sugar. You guys can add more if you want it more sweet. So that's what I mean. These are not overly sweet because there's so much that goes on. We have chocolate ganache, then we have a cream filling. So I like the balance of the darker chocolate taste, but if you guys want more, you guys can add like a cup, you know, just a little bit more. It's up to you guys. You guys can kind of play with this as much as you want. And then we're going to mix that together. Also, what I didn't tell you about the chocolate, we're going to set it off to the side and let it cool. Why? Because we're going to throw it in here, and we do not want the eggs to start to cook, because then you're going to get that, you know, cooked egg taste, and it's not good. So make sure it's cooled enough. If it's not, try to temper the egg. So if you guys have never tempered eggs, add in a little bit of the chocolate and whisk as fast as you can. We do not want the chocolate, the hot chocolate, to cook the eggs. So once you're done with the chocolate, what I showed you in the first couple clips, set it off to the side and let it cool, at least to be able to touch it. You don't want the chocolate too hot, so when you stick your finger in, if it feels too hot, it's too hot. Do not put it in with the eggs. We don't want them to cook. But then you're gonna mix them as much as you can. And like I said, if you guys are tempering them, mix them fast. That way some air can get in and cool it down almost instantly. But please try not to do that. And then we're going to add some milk. And then we are going to add the flour. And just add it all in. You don't have to go step by step. You don't have to like whisk in slowly. I've told you guys in a few other videos that you can literally, like, gluten-free baking is almost forgiving, especially when it comes to like cakes and breads and stuff. Over mixing is completely fine. So just go ahead and add the flour and the mixture and stuff. It's completely fine. So like I said, I will have everything down below. I know I'm not really going through measurements. Sometimes I feel like I'm so focused on the measurements that it can kind of throw you guys off when I'm trying to explain what I'm doing instead. So that's what I mean. I will have everything down below for you guys. So then we're going to give this a good mix. We want there to be no clumps, no nothing. And look, it looks like normal like cake batter, doesn't it? So this is turning out good. This is what we want to see. Normal cake batter looking type of cake. And then we are going to set up for them to go into the oven. Now these next clips coming up, I tried to find like the perfect cupcake bottom because I was going all Hostess, all out. And I found football ones. so ignore the football. I think I thought that they were just like a brown color, but obviously they weren't. And I recommend a ice cream scoop for this, but if you don't have one, you can do, you know, just a normal spoon. I use like 1/4 of a measuring cup because it worked out to where they were all even. So I'm just letting you guys know, I recommend an ice cream scoop at this point. I was trying to attempt cookies for multiple videos. That video is coming out soon, chocolate chip cookies, but at this point, when you're seeing this, I was literally filming an insane amount of cookies, and the ice cream scoop was dirty at this point, and it was in the thing. So yeah, just that's what happened. So anyways, once they're done, just kind of give them a little shake, and then we're going to throw them in the oven. And we're gonna let them cook for about, I would say like 15 to 20 minutes, just of course, you know, do the toothpick test, and then we want to take them out and let them cool before we do everything else. And while these are cooling, we're gonna head over and do, actually, not even while these are cooling, while they're in the oven, we want to start on the filling, which is right now. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna add some vegetable shortening. If you don't want to do vegetable shortening, that's fine. You can do gelatin instead, just plain old gelatin. It's completely up to you. I like the texture of it. I think it holds better when it's in the cupcake. But like I said, it's completely up to you on how you want to do this. I think I added a little bit of gelatin to this. But you want to do like non-hydrogenated vegetable oil. And if you are like me though, where you get heartburn, you can always try to figure out something else for this. Like I said, if you were to do the same thing with gelatin, it would turn out basically the exact same, just a little bit longer of waiting time because you have to wait for the gelatin to thicken. And then we're gonna add a whole bunch of powdered sugar. And when I mean a whole bunch, I mean like 2 cups. Like I just finished off the rest of this bag. If the texture is not right, and if you guys have had cupcakes or Twinkies or any of that, you know the texture, just go by texture, to be honest. Like if it's too vegetable oily, if that makes sense, like just go ahead and add more sugar. It's fine, don't even worry about it. We're also gonna add some what is it? I think I added vanilla extract. Oh, and we added marshmallow fluff. That's another one. Now, the marshmallow fluff does need to be cooled. So when you're done with this whole mixture, I end up transferring this to a, like just a normal bowl because this wouldn't fit in my fridge. But just transfer this into the fridge and let it just cool for a second because the marshmallow fluff is very sticky and it needs time to bind to the vegetable oil, or the vegetable shortening, I should say, not oil. But yes, and then for this, you add as much as you want. So like I said, just go by taste. Taste as you go, mix, mix, mix. And if it feels like it needs more sugar, then add more sugar. If it feels like it needs more marshmallow fluff, then add more marshmallow fluff. You guys can have complete fun with this. Don't worry, they will go into the cupcakes like easy. Don't even worry about it. So that's what I mean. Go ahead and play around with this. And if it feels like it's too stiff, then just add a little bit of milk or non-dairy milk, whatever it is that you guys can completely omit a lot of these things and make it dairy free if you need to. But that's what I mean. If you guys feel like it's way too stiff, then just add a little bit of milk. And before you put it in the piping bag, it should be completely fine. But when we are done mixing this together, we're going to put it in the fridge and we're going to let it kind of bind and cool while we're waiting for everything else to be done. We're waiting for the cupcakes to be done. We're waiting for them to cool. And then we have to start on the ganache also. And we want to mix this. And when I mean mix, I mean like we want it fluffed. So go as fast as you can, the best as you can, and just fluff this whole thing together. Like I said, please feel free. Just have fun with this. Go to taste. I was getting the worst like clips on all of this because I ended up adding more to this because I didn't like the texture. It's whipped, but it's not exactly the way that I wanted it. Like I said, you guys can also add gelatin, which I do end up doing, which I'm going to show you a little tiny clip of that. If you do add vanilla extract. I was going to say vegetable extract. Ew. But if you do add vanilla extract, please make sure to not add too much. We don't want to lose that white color, you know, like what we would in like a normal Hostess cupcake. But this is the gelatin. We're adding warm water, and then we're going to add the gelatin and let it kind of like thicken up. You'll see it here in a second. And I want to say I threw this in the microwave. I don't remember. Like I said, I'll leave it down below if you guys choose to add this, because this also helps the cream mixture get all, you know, thick and nice. But you don't have to do this part. You really don't. It doesn't need it. It just adds to the thickness. So like I said, that's completely up to you. And then if it does get too thick, just add a little bit of milk and thin it out. It's completely fine. This is workable. We're able to work with this. But then we're going to throw this in the fridge and let it sit. And then we're going to start on the ganache. Now for the ganache, I didn't add non-dairy. I added these babies, and these are certified gluten-free. It's on the back, but you guys can use whatever it is that you want. And then from there, we're gonna do a double boiler again. I just did the exact same thing. I'm sorry if I just got loud. I moved the microphone next to my face. And then we're gonna add about a half a stick of butter, and then we're gonna add a whole bunch of chocolate chips. And I added both dark and semi-sweet because, like I said, there's a lot going on this, so we don't want it too sweet. Especially the cream mixture is very sweet, so please just be a little bit careful. But we're going to melt it down, and then once that is basically melted, then we're going to add in the chocolate chips. Like I said, you guys can use whichever one you want: milk chocolate, non-dairy, dark, semi. You go for it. You guys have fun. And then we're going to melt it down, and also we're adding powdered sugar and we're adding milk to thin it out. So throughout this, you're gonna see that I am adding milk and powdered sugar as I go. To basically, I'm just tasting as I go. So this is what I mean. You guys can completely have fun with this as much as you want. So what I do is I melt it down and then I taste it. And if I feel like it is too bitter, then I just add a little bit of milk and then like a tablespoon of powdered sugar. And if it's still too much, then I add, you know, some milk and like a tablespoon of powdered sugar. You guys can do like 2 or 3 tablespoons of powdered sugar at a time. It's completely up to you. Just go by taste. I didn't want to overdo it. That's why I did it as slow as I do. And like I said, you'll see here watching me do all this that's what I do. But you guys go for it. And if you use milk chocolate chips, you'll probably be fine. I liked a little bit of the dark flavor, but this is what I mean. Just watch what I'm doing and just copy this exact same thing. You don't have to. If you like the dark chocolatey taste, you guys can leave it as is the first time around. But I'm just showing you the rest of it because I'm showing you how versatile it is. Like, you guys can literally do this. You could do this with white chocolate. You guys can just, like, that's what I mean. Go have fun. Do whatever it is that you guys want to do. Shoot, you guys can even add caramel into this if you wanted to. Like, the possibilities are endless. Just please have fun with it. Oh my god. Is there something, like, I don't think there's anything more beautiful than melted chocolate. Just look at it. Like, this is what I mean. I feel like I should be in Willy Wonka when I watch this back. But yeah, so in the next clip here, coming up, I know I'm talking a lot. I'm sorry, you guys. I'm sorry. But yes, you will start to see that this is when I start kind of mixing it. And then there's the powdered sugar, and then I add more milk, and then I just repeat the process. So please go for it. Feel free, adjust, add different things if you want to. Go for it. If you do not want to use non-dairy milk or dairied milk, you can also do it with some oil as well. So that's up to you guys. I like the shine that it gets from the milk, but you can also thin it out with oil. And if you're also like me with some gluten-free issues and some GERD issues, too much oil can be a bad time for me. And then you're gonna take that off and let it cool as well. This is the one that it doesn't need to cool as much, but we want it to cool. Now we're going to start to push in all of this centery, creamy goodness. So this is the piping bag I got. I just got it from Walmart, and then I ended up doing this tip right here coming up. I'm trying to adjust the camera while, you know, trying to look through the screen at this point. But basically, that's the tip that I have. You guys can use whatever you want. It's just easier to put it in when the hole is open. This sounds so bad. Get out of here. So basically, this is what it's going to look like when you pull it out of the fridge. It doesn't have to be this way. Like I said, this is just a whole bunch of stuff that I added to it. This is what my marshmallow fluff and stuff ended up looking like. But then we're going to add it to the bag. We're going to twist it around, and then we're going to penetrate. Like I said, get out of here with your dirty minds. But basically, I did it off to the side, and to be honest, my husband ended up trying one, and he did it straight down the middle, kind of exactly how Hostess Cupcakes do it. Do it down the middle. He was completely right. It works out so much better. But I did mine off to the side, and it worked out fine, but it was a little too much off to the side. So I recommend, yeah, going down the middle, because it worked out that much better. And if the top starts to come off, don't even worry about it. Just push it back down. I mean, don't like stick your finger through the cupcake, but if you just tap it back down a little bit, it goes down. And the moment that you add the chocolate and stuff, nobody's even gonna notice. Trust me, it's fine. Even if it does break apart, you're not even gonna know. But you also can cut off the top and, you know, fill it and then put the top back on. And then once the chocolate is cooled, then we're going to cover. Look at the ganache. Oh my gosh. You know, I'm thinking about this right now as I'm editing, and oh my god, these were so good. They were so freaking good. But we're going to do that for the rest of them. Like I said, if you look at the one in the back, that's the one my husband did, which was right in the dead center. And yeah, do that. Because mine didn't turn out as well on the filling. So try to just do it in the center, and then we're going to cover it. And see, you don't even see the holes. That's how this works out. So don't even worry about that. This part was hard though. I should have gotten a smaller tip. I just use like a sandwich bag, like the baggies. And this is my husband's attempt, which was a hell of a lot better than mine. And when I show you the next clips where you see all of ours together, just look at it like abstract. Close your eyes, because the circles are horrible. But look, my husband's doing a really good job. For me, not so much. It didn't work. This is the hardest part. You don't have to do this part. We were just trying to be fancy and show you guys. Look, Hostess Cupcakes. But when they're done and everything hardens, See, that's what I mean, right here. Don't look. Close your eyes and squint when you look at these. They're fine. Look at that one. That one's the best looking one. But that's it. Look at how perfect they look. Look at how hard that ganache is. But yeah, I didn't film an intro, but that's going to be it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you liked it, please give me a big thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe if you guys haven't already. And I'll be back very soon in my next gluten-free video. Bye guys.